Hi, I'm Rebecca and this is my channel, Rebecca Stitches. Welcome back. It's been a while. During August the children are off and I just didn't have any time to do any sewing, and also my sojo just kind of left me. So yeah, so I've got a video today, come back to talk to you about what I made in July for the summer. Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody who commented on my last video about how helpful me showing the pattern adjustments were. So thank you. So one of the things that I've made in July was a planetary backpack, and this is by Incomplete Stitches. So it's for advanced beginners and it's a perfect backpack for kids, it says, and like day to day for yourself. So the main sort of challenges why it's sort of advanced beginner is in relation to sewing, like there's multiple layers that you have to sew at points, and using the webbing for the straps. But I don't, if you've made I've made a few of Incomplete Stitches bags before, and the instructions are really good. She like goes through like instructions, have really good diagrams as well, and text information. So I have used this fabric to make quite a few bags, and also I've made some of it to make a Logan jacket that I made last autumn. They're See You at 6 fabrics, and I absolutely loved them when they came out, so I bought a reasonable amount of them. So yeah, they are what I've used to make my planetary backpack. There it is. So there's a little bit of quilting on the back, as you can see there, and then it's got a swivel clasp closure which you meets up from the bottom there. Then it's got two, undo that bit. It's got two pockets at the front which you connect with I've got one pocket which you connect with a popper there. Pop that up. Then it's got drawstring. I've just got, this was from my stash, this little stopper. And then inside I've put one of my Kylie Machines advent calendar patches. And then we've got two big pockets on the inside. This is some leftover art gallery fabric that I had that I've used for the inside. And then I did put in another swivel clasp on the inside just to put my keys in, because any sort of bag, you put your keys in your bag and then you're like rooting around forever to try and find them. So yeah, put another swivel clasp in so I can put my keys in there so I can find them really easily. And then Elizabeth makes, I'll link to her Instagram, but she was making I don't know, she was making a rucksack or a bag anyway, and she'd put inside her bag, she put a holder for a drink which she made out of elastic. So I've done the same, so you can pop your bottle in, that keeps it to the side as well, and that's really roomy. I've used it loads this summer going to the beach with the kids. So yeah. The only thing that I wish I'd done different is the webbing. So it's the right width of webbing, but it's not very thick. So I do find that like on my straps and my sliders, it tends to come undone really easily occasionally, and on this one as well, because it's just not very thick. So if I was to make it again, I'd make sure the webbing, if you can see, it's not thick at all, is much thicker, so I don't lose these. And then what I'm probably going to do, just when I've got it at the straps at the perfect length and this at the perfect length, probably just going to do a few stitches to hold those in place so I don't lose them. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this. And she has, you can make all sorts of, like you can add different things to it, like you don't have to do all the bits, and I didn't also, I haven't put all the, let me find it, all the details on. Like for instance, you can I put a circle on the back there, and then she's got options for circles on the front and stuff, which I didn't do. So there's lots of like ideas and like hacking ideas that she's got, and that you can see if you search the hashtag. So yeah, this has been a really successful make. I really love it. It's been really handy, and yeah, I'll put some pictures of it where we've been on the beach with it. So yeah, really pleased about that, and I would recommend Incomplete Stitches. I've made a couple of her Apex pouches where I use for my knitting, and you make one of my girls wants one actually, carry around her toys and stuff. So yeah, she's just a good bag patterns. So clothes wise, just getting my journal because it's a long time since July and a lot of things have happened. It's hard to remember. So one of the first things I made was the Reeta shirt dress by Named, and I'll put some pictures in and a little video of me wearing it. So it's got the 2 pockets. I love these little pockets. They've got like a little fold there, like safari type. It is quite safari type dress, and the collar there. And I made this out of some Minerva exclusive viscose fabric. So I am a Minerva brand ambassador, and I have got one more piece of fabric from their exclusive range that I really need to get made up, but I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I really can't work to deadlines. When I was younger and when I was at uni, I wouldn't do anything unless the deadline was approaching. I'd be writing essays like literally the night before, but now I have a deadline. I'm like, oh, I don't want to sew that. I don't want to make anything up with that fabric, even though the fabric is lovely. I made bust 46, waist 46, and graded to a 48 at the hips, although I don't think probably needed to. When I've made it before, I've shortened it because I'm a lot I think they're made for 5'6" or 5'8", and I've taken 4 inches off before, and then I completely forgot when I made this version, so it is like maxi length on me because I'm like 5'3". So other than that, so it's the Vibrant Flowers Viscose Chalet, and I'll link to the Minerva purse that I've done. The one thing, so I've worn it a lot this summer, I really like it, and the fabric, it's quite nice and weighty, like viscose. It's called Viscose Chalet, but has got a bit of weight to it. I wouldn't say it was lightweight, but one thing I didn't like about it, I know it's not just this fabric, quite a lot of viscoses, and I've even got a cotton gauze that did it to me this time, but I had quite a lot of pulls in the fabric when I was sewing it, and I did change my needle down to the low size and then used a Microtex needle, which helped a lot actually when I changed it to that. Yeah, so that was a bit annoying because like, if I'd spent money on this, I would be annoyed that even with like a universal really thin needle, and even a little bit, not as much with the Microtex needle, it did cause pulls and like runs in the fabric. Not that you can see them. So when I was making this, I forgot, I have made it before but it was a long time ago, about the ribbon channel, and then I sort of remembered, oh, I didn't mention a ribbon. I think they might say you can use a ribbon, which is what I did last time, and obviously I was on a deadline for this, so I made the ribbon. I was like, oh, I haven't got any ribbon, so this is the only ribbon I've got, which is quite substantially wide. It might be like nearly 2 inches wide, so I used that, although you can't tell that on the outside, so that's fine. And then I finished it, this is because I was rushing, I finished it wrong. Like ideally I would have put this underneath the face in there, but never mind. I made some some self fabric ties to use to tie it up with, because I think I prefer that to like cord. I think cord's too thick really. So yeah, it has got worn a lot, and it will definitely be coming out next summer. It is nice to wear, yeah, and it being maxi, like I didn't have to worry about my legs or anything or getting sunburnt. So yeah, so I have enjoyed that, but the fabric I found was a little bit annoying with the pulls in it. But if you take your time, definitely use a Microtex needle, the finest one, and then hopefully you won't have the same issue. So the next thing that I made was a Nora top, tilly in the buttons, and I'll put the maximum size range that they do underneath. I'm not sure if they've updated the Nora top, because if they haven't, it only goes up to a 112cm bust and 119.5cm hip, which obviously is not very size inclusive. But I've had this in my stash, so I've had this fabric in my stash as well. So I wanted to make a little top to go with the shorts that I'll show you in a minute. So I made the Nora top, like the cropped version. There's not really much to say. It's a t-shirt. I made a 5 bust, a 6 waist and a 7 hips, and that is because that's the size that I'd cut out. It's just a cotton lycra fabric. I'm not sure where I got it from because it's been in the stash for a long time, and I made it to go with these Pietra shorts, which I talked about the plan on my last vlog. So here they are, with the elasticated waist back, and I did put the zip in as I said I would. So when I mentioned it in my previous video, I said following the blog on Closet Core to add in the zip when you're grading between 2 or more sizes from waist to hip, and it said to take off an inch off each back piece, off the back piece, so it's like an inch off each side, to so you don't get as much fabric in the back for the gathering. And I was worried that then it wasn't going to fit, but they fit perfectly. So yeah, definitely follow that hack. And you've got the pockets, and I was a bit in 2 minds about making shorts because I like the idea of them, but I've never really found any ready to wear ones that I've liked wearing or I think suit me. And then you also get the riding up at the legs and between the crotch. But I have actually worn these a couple of times this summer, and I will keep them for next summer. So what I did is I did lengthen the legs by 1.5 inches because I felt, looking at people's images on Instagram, that they were going to be a bit too short for me. Yes, I've lengthened them by 1.5 inches, and I added the zipper as per the instructions in the blog, which I'll link down below. So that's, yeah, removing an inch off the side, well, one of at the side seam on your pattern piece. Yeah, and they fit well, they're really comfortable. Yeah, they're good. And this is made out of their First Fabrics viscose that they have, which has got a little bit of stretch in it, the viscose linen mix. So yeah, I'll put a picture of me wearing the outfit. So yeah, so they got a couple of wears this summer, so I'm going to maybe be more adventurous next summer, make some different types of shorts to wear. And then the next thing I made was this Gilbert top out of this really lovely peach and flowery cotton gauze, which I got mine from Fabric Godmother, I think. But it was in like So Me Sunshine and a lot of other shops. And yeah, I've worn this, I really like it. But again, this fabric pulled a bit when I was sewing it, so I had to make sure I went down another needle size, a finer one, to try and stop the pulls. A bit frustrating in July, sewing all these lovely fabrics and getting lots of pulls in them, but you can't tell, it's quite a busy fabric anyway. And I made View A, and I made a size 14 at the bust, graded to a 16 at the waist, and it was the B cup size. Sam's Closet, they're quite size inclusive, so it's got the little tie in it there. And yeah, this is great for the, I don't know if I might have worn it with these shorts, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But yeah, and I might still leave this out for a bit to wear in autumn, because I do run quite warm anyway. So leave this out to wear for a bit before I put it away for next year. So I made my usual forward and high round neck adjustments, and I also added a 1 centimetre bicep adjustment, and that's because I found I have to do it on quite a lot of patterns, but people had mentioned the armholes were a bit tight, so I just went ahead and did that, and they're like a good size for me. I think they would have been a bit too tight if I hadn't have done that. So yeah, it is very pleased with it. So it's been another successful make for the summer. I've been wearing that a lot. In the picture I'm wearing it with my free range slacks, which are in a Liberty linen that I got from Sister Mentaka a couple of years ago, and that's been an outfit that I've worn a lot this summer. So yeah, it's been a good addition to my wardrobe. I'm pleased I made it. And then my next things that I made, if you remember me saying I was going to make some swimming costumes to go swimming with the kids, and actually on holiday went in the sea like every day, and then I've been taking the kids because we live quite near the coast, so I live in Norwich, and it's like 45 minutes to get to many of them, lots of beaches in the Norfolk coast. So yeah, I've been doing that a lot. I've been going in the sea, so it's been really good. So I use the Cottesloe swimsuit. Here we are, and it's got two versions of the swimming costume and then two versions of the bikini, the two-piece. So I made View D for both of mine. So that's the high-rise knickers and the top with the band on, the added band on the back. And I have to say, it's a really good instructions. I really enjoyed it. Quite quick and easy to do. So the first set I made, these are massive for my big bum. So these are the bottoms. Yeah. And I lined them, because you can add a liner, you don't have to, but I lined them. Did I line these ones? Yes, I did. So I lined them in self fabric, and this fabric is an activewear lycra, and I think I bought it for leggings that I've never made. So it's really nice and thick, and they really like hold your tummy in. I was really pleased. And then to go with them, because I was trying to use up some, this is the first one I made, like fabric scraps. I had this just navy lycra, and it's also like you can line the top as well, but I didn't, because I was just trying to cut corners and be quicker, so I didn't line this. But I think if I make it again, I might line it just for that extra support, really. I don't know if you can see it on this bit. Oh no, yeah. So yeah, you just got a zigzag, like your swimming elastic down, which goes in into the seams there. And I'll put a picture. I really want a picture of me on the internet, but I will put a picture of me in this swim costume. So yeah, really had a lot of wear, and it's been good. The only thing that I would change is on the back leg, because I graded between sizes. What did I do? I made a 14 bust for the top, so that was just a straight 14, and then the waist a 16, graded to between the 18 and the 20 at the hips. So I did a little bit of grading, and the back leg I really should have pulled, which I'll do next time, the elastic on the back leg, because it gives you points like where you put your elastic to sew it in. Just need to pull it a bit tighter and use less elastic on the back leg, because I felt a little bit like they were a little bit loose, which I also get on ready to wear swimsuits as well, but I think just pulling that elastic a bit tighter as I'm sewing it in will help with that. And it wasn't anything that I think anyone else would have noticed, it was just the comfort factor for me. So I made those and I was really happy with them. So I was like, yes, I'm going to use the swimming fabric that I really like. And I made my second pair. And I lined these with a swimsuit fabric. I don't like wearing them. I don't like wearing these ones because the fabric is a lot thinner. Maybe it's got a bit more stretch in it as well, maybe, than this fabric, which is thicker. I don't think it's got more stretch, but this one's thicker, so it just pulls you in more, whereas these ones, I didn't wear the bottoms because, yeah, they didn't pull me in as much, and I just felt really self-conscious with my tummy in them, which is a shame. But I did occasionally wear the top because that's the same as the other one. I didn't line it, it's just one layer. So I did sometimes wear these two together. So yeah, I think next time, if the fabric is a bit thinner, what I might do is take a bit more off like the side seams to make it fit a bit tighter. But yeah, they were good practice in sewing them, and I did have a really good time with the kids at the beach this summer, so I'm really pleased that I got that done. And I will definitely use the pattern again, make some more for next year. So that was a success as well. And then the other thing that I did, I actually made this dress last year. So it's the Fringe Dress from Chalk and Notch, and I made it in this really lovely viscose, I think it's viscose linen from Lady McElroy that I'd had in my stash for ages, the orange blossom one. It is lovely. And it's just been sat for a year in my sewing room, waiting for buttons and to be hemmed. And I think the reason I remember when I was hemming it, it was all, each panel was a different length. So this side was different to that side. So I had to go around and make sure it was all level. And then, yeah, just put some buttons on. And this is lovely. I've worn it a lot. I can't believe I waited so long to sort it out. But yeah, this has been really good. So it's the Fringe Dress from Chalk and Notch. But I did the hack that they've got on their blog to make it a full shirt dress. I've got their pattern here. Oh. So yeah, normally it's got a button down at the front, and then normally it's just a skirt that's added on and it's like shaped, but I just cut it straight across and I've added the buttons all the way down, and on their blog, I'll link to it down below, it tells you how to do it. So I've got two of these now. I didn't do the shirt tabs because I won't ever turn it up. But yeah, this is lovely, and such a lovely fabric as well. Love the colours in this. So yeah, really pleased that I got that finished. That was a good finishing of a whip, that was. So yeah, those are all my makes that I made in the summer and I've been wearing. So yeah, I hope everyone else had a really nice summer. I'm still kind of waiting for my Sojo to come back. I am supposed to be making my dad some Hudson shorts, which I've cut out and I've half made. I think I'm going to get those finished today for him. And then I've got a Union Street tee cut out, which is what I'm wearing today actually. Union Street tee by Hey June Patterns. I only had a metre of this fabric. I think I got it from Sister in Tahaka. Excuse me, a while ago, like a couple of years. It's a bit like Cooper jersey. So I only had a metre, so I've taken 2 inches off the length because it's quite much longer generally. And I didn't have enough for the sleeves, so I just cut the sleeves for what I've got and I added bands on to make them a bit longer. Then I'm wearing them with my Dawn jeans that I made out of stretch corduroy, which has made them quite a bit bigger than the intended fit. But yeah, getting my autumn winter wardrobe back now, I think. So I've got lots of plans, and I've bought a few fabrics and patterns that have got made me excited to start sewing for autumn and winter. But I just need to, I don't know, being a bit of a slump, being a bit ill as well. I had a abscess in my mouth, and I've had a cold, and just getting the kids back to school, and everyone's tired from getting back into the routine. But yeah, so hopefully I will be bringing out a plans video soon, and then get those started. Yeah, so any comments, let me know. Let me know what you're sewing or what you do to get your sojo back, because I really do want to start sewing again. But I've got all these fabrics out and these patterns that I've bought, and I've got outfits in my head. It's just like, oh, getting started. I have been doing a lot of knitting. I've got a jumper that I really want to finish, so yeah, I've been doing that. But first things first, I'm going to get my dad's Hudson shorts finished, give him those this weekend, and then yeah, get started on some more autumn winter sewing plans. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye.